friends, welcome to a new vlog. Is it weird that we still have a wreath up here? I mean, it's not exactly a Christmas wreath, and I feel like any excuse to have a little bit of greenery in the house at the moment. So as you saw, this morning was such a beautiful start to the day. We decided to go to Soho Farmhouse for our morning workout. I thought with it still being January, kind of some people on the New Year, New Me hype, I thought the gym would be crazy busy, but it wasn't. And after, okay, I confess, TikTok made me do it, and also my friend Rory, we were talking about the benefits of the step machine. You know, when you literally are like climbing stairs for what feels like hours and hours and hours. Rory told me that he uses ChatGPT to improve his workouts, and he said that it told him to use the step machine but on a slower pace but holding weights, and apparently that way you're doing an ab workout as well as it being cardio. And what I love about the step machine is you don't really need to use your brain that much aside from keeping your balance and not falling over. So I was able to watch a couple of YouTube videos, which is always a bonus. And then, as you saw, I did a little swim in the outdoor pool, which was just incredible. My head and my hair were a little bit chilly because the lake had actually completely frozen over, so it was a little bit nippy outside, but the pool is heated, so it was, yeah, really lovely. And then after breakfast we came home, but we had a little bit of a drama on the way home. We were driving through the village and a little doggy, a spaniel, ran across the road with his little snow coat on. So we kind of paused thinking, okay, where is his owner? I'm not going to drive away without seeing the mummy or daddy of this doggy. And we waited for a few moments and there was no owner in sight. What do you do in that situation? And bearing in mind the roads are really icy, we were even skidding as we tried to like pull in, but we got out and I had a little look around the doggy's neck and there was no name tag, no information whatsoever. He did have a very fancy leather collar on with an air tag, but even when I tried to scan it, it wasn't picking up, so I think the air tag might have been run out of battery. We walked around for a little bit, knocked on a couple of doors. I mean, there's not very many houses in that area, but there was either no one home or people didn't know whose dog this was. So we were thinking, right, what do we do? We thought we'll just walk around a little bit longer and maybe we'll be able to hear someone calling, or maybe someone will drive past and they've been looking for the dog. But we were walking around for 40 minutes and having no luck. So we thought, okay, let's go down to the village pub and maybe we could leave the dog here, thinking that the owner must be local. But then as we were walking there, we thought, no, this is not a good idea. We need to take him to the local vets so that they can scan him. I am getting to a point with this story, I promise. So we're walking back up to the car thinking we're going to take this doggy to the vets, and as we were about to get back in our car, and by the way, this is a little, well, not so little, a puppy, a young dog, I would say. He was definitely less than a year old, and being a spaniel, he's quite a bit bigger and stronger than Dexter and Dickens. Luckily we had a dog lead in our car that we managed to clip him onto because he was just running around without a lead on. But the roads that we were walking on to try and find his owner were sheet ice, and this puppy is dragging us. The amount of times I fell on my bottom while getting dragged around looking for this dog's owner. But eventually a car pulled up to us, wound down the window, and they were like, oh, it's Snoopy. And it turned out that they worked for the family that owned Snoopy, and they said, oh, one of the housekeepers insists on walking him without a lead on, and they took him back and they were very grateful. And I'm thinking, this dog's owner clearly has multiple housekeepers and lives around Great Tew. So the deduction that I came to is that this morning we rescued David Beckham's dog. I mean, that is actually not completely out of the question. I know that David Beckham does have spaniels. Does he have one exactly like the one that we rescued called Snoop or Snoopy? I don't know, but yeah, it is quite a strong possibility that we might have found his dog this morning. So David, if you're watching, I will accept a dinner with you and Victoria as my thank you. But yeah, that was quite a dramatic start to the morning, but it meant that we got to have a lovely walk around Great Tew in the snowy scenes. So it was really, really beautiful. The village is absolutely gorgeous, and it just looked even more magical with the snow sprinkling that we had last night. It feels very much like a Monday today because it has been team meeting, laptop day, lots of admin to catch up on. I've just been filming a few of the sponsored posts that you might see on your Instagram for Wild Nutrition. We've been talking about the cellular vitality duo. This is a little bundle set that you can get, which contains the collagen, which I put in my coffee every single morning, and the omega-3. I didn't realize that the Wild Nutrition omega-3, it's basically the purest kind of omega-3 that you can possibly get. There's something called the TOTOX scale, which measures toxicity within omega-3, and this is the very, very best quality you can possibly get, which I didn't know. But I'm not surprised. Everything that Wild Nutrition does is amazing. So yeah, you can get that as a little duo, and that's some content that I was filming for them this morning. I placed an H&M order a couple of weeks ago. I think maybe with January sales and everything, deliveries have just been quite a lot slower lately, but that arrived this morning, so I think I'm gonna give those bits a little try on. There's a few cozy winter bits and a few wardrobe essentials, so let me show you what I got. Okay, the sun has pretty much gone in for the day today, and I think that might be more snow clouds on the horizon, so I apologise for the crazy lighting. I thought I would show you a little bit of behind the scenes of how I multitask when I'm doing outfit try-ons. This is one of the best things that TikTok Shop ever showed me. It is my magnetic phone tripod. So it folds down this big, fits in all my handbags, and then when I want to use it, you can just extend it up, and it actually goes really, really tall. And because it's magnetic, my phone just snaps onto it straight away. So if you're trying to just do a really quick selfie or really quick video, then this is amazing. I have shot many an outfit clip on this, and also this is something else. I think you can probably get both of these things on Amazon, so I'll leave them linked down below, because I know it's not just creators that create content. We all want nice photos. And also something else, if you want a nice photo and you've not got anyone there to take it for you, but you've got a tripod, what I do is I take a rolling video, and because the video in the iPhone now is such good quality, I then just screen grab from the video. So like now, when I'm filming for YouTube, I will just have my phone recording to the side, and I will just take screen grabs of posing in the outfits to pop on Instagram stories, so I can share links there as well. For lighting, I pop a little 𝑭𝒊𝒅𝒆, it's like battery powered. It's a USB-C powered, where is the charger? There. Charges with your phone charger, and you can change the brightness, the intensity, the color of the light, and I just clip it on top of my phone. Sometimes I even clip it on top of the vlog camera, and it just helps improve the lighting a tiny bit. There's only so much magic you can do when it's literally blue-grey outside, but there we go. This fancy little setup here is how I multitask when I'm showing you stuff. That was a little random side note, but there we go. Okay, so I'll show you the boring practical bits first. I'm on a bit of a new year, new underwear mode at the moment, and I have shared a few bits with you lately from more kind of under the radar brands, but I just saw these on H&M and I thought the colour is really nice. I do love chocolate brown, don't we all? And I love a crop top brassiere. This one, none of them have got any wiring, just a little bit of padding in this one. It's more like a burgundy brown. I just thought they were very, very pretty, so I got those. And I loved, sorry, this is TMI for the beginning of my H&M collection, but white, pink, like a dusky pink, and burgundy. And I always think that H&M underwear looks exactly the same as Hanky Panky, but is less than like 1/8 of the price. So I always recommend it. Okay, I think I have another creator to thank for this. I'm sure, I really don't want to get this wrong, but I'm sure it was 𝑬𝒆, who I would highly recommend following on Instagram. I love her content. She posted this in early January saying it was one of the pieces that her audience had purchased the most of in 2025, and when I clicked on it, it was in the sale. So hopefully this might still be in stock, but it's just an absolute classic. I hope you can see in this lighting. It's just a really chunky cable knit. I have been so cold today that I've kept my chunky knit on. I think this is in stock, by the way. I'll leave it linked if it is. I'm just wearing a cashmere roll neck under absolutely everything, including this, because even though our house is pretty warm, if I'm nipping out to get something from the garden or letting the dogs out or something, I'm just kind of in and out, and I always like to have the window open a tiny bit when we're in the office. So yeah, all the layers are needed. Ooh. Okay, this feels like the ultimate granddad jumper. Gosh, this lighting is so crazy and blue. Yeah, just a really nice thick cozy jumper. I think it actually suits the knit, having it with the roll neck on underneath. What do you think? The next thing is also chocolate brown, and something else that I mentioned in my trend video towards the beginning of the month was midi or maxi lengths, especially when it comes to skirts. And I didn't include it in my video because my video is all about the most wearable trends, and I always think that anything transparent or sheer is actually not the most wearable. However, lace and sheer details are going to be very on trend again this year, so I thought with this little touch of sheerness kind of at the bottom, this skirt was in some ways ticking that trend box. I have got quite a relaxed wardrobe now, living in the countryside, so I think I'm most likely to wear a skirt like this with a jumper like this. Could you excuse me for being very lazy if I literally just slip this on top of my leggings? As I said, it's very, very cold in this house, so I think we might just be able to get the gist of how this looks. And to be honest, this will probably be how I would wear something like this. Even if you wore leggings, you could tuck the front of your jumper in so that it has a slightly shorter length at the top here. I don't know, I'm just not sure if this is the kind of thing I will actually wear, or if this is something that I'm cosplaying as Josie that still lives in London would wear. I do actually have a trip to London. I'm staying overnight tomorrow night, so that will be in this vlog. Yeah, do you know what? I don't think I need this in my wardrobe. I think it's a lovely piece, and if I still had my old life, then I would definitely wear something like this. It's very pretty, but yeah, I don't think I need that. I think it's the kind of thing that I would keep in my wardrobe thinking, oh, that's lovely, but I just would never wear it. So then the next outfit I actually got with it being a travel outfit in mind, something that I could wear on an aeroplane, and it's a two-piece set. These trousers with a matching sleeveless top. I think that a coordinated set always looks really, really elegant, so let's give this a try. Actually, I'm going to show you some clips on the screen here of how this looks tried on, once again because it's blooming freezing and I don't really want to be getting my limbs out right now, but yeah, you'll see how this looks on the screen. Now this is actually not from H&M, but I thought I would just show you all the new bits in my wardrobe. This is a really beautiful dress which has got this lovely kind of crossover detail here with this blanket style fringing. It is a chocolate brown, but it's almost got slight burgundy tones to it. It feels quite autumnal, and I love that you've got the little tassels on the sleeves here too. This is from Fabrique. I find their pieces are just really, really beautiful quality. So again, you'll see on the screen here how this looks on. I feel like this could be the kind of thing that I just want to live in for the rest of January and February, the chilly months, again because I could quite possibly get away with wearing a thermal underneath this. I think I might take this to London with me tomorrow. It's a perfect dress for a day of meetings and things in London. And then finally, another really lovely layering piece or kind of building block piece, which I feel like is a real classic in an autumn wardrobe. This is a really lovely, I think it's a wool cashmere blend from a brand called, I think it's called 44 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 is how you pronounce this. I thought with a pair of high-waisted jeans, belted, I just love the colour, I love the silhouette, totally timeless, and something that I feel like I'm going to get really good price per wear out of. So a few lovely little new bits from the high street and from a few more independent retailers as well. Let me know what you think of these pieces and I'll leave them all linked down below. Okay, so I've just been going through some of the footage that I shot on my phone and some of the clips that I took yesterday as well. And yesterday I had much better lighting, and I also shot the B-roll clips. I don't know if you can see. I will actually screen record. This is one that I shot yesterday. I wanted to put this in some Instagram stories today, but I have got a massive bit of hair that is really annoying sticking up there. So this is what I mean, that I take screenshots from my videos and I use those for posting Instagram stories. Now I am going to use an app called Face App. I've got the Face App Pro version, and it's a very, very clever app. It helps you to do simple edits on photos, but it's a very intuitive app, so it makes your photos, always keeps them looking really, really natural. I use it personally for improving the lighting in certain situations. Let's take this photo here to tweak. I'm going to show you something else in a second because I am considering a hair chop and darker colouring, so we're going to use this photo to do some testing. I'm going to see if we can do something about this awful bit of hair that is sticking up at the top here. Okay, so I've tapped on the remover tool and I'm just going to highlight that bit of hair. Oh my gosh, every time I do it, it shocks me how good it is. I wish I'd had this app when I was in New York with Em, because the amount of people I could have just so easily removed from the background, that is absolutely incredible. Okay, saved. Easy peasy. Now, let's say I wanted to improve the lighting, make it a little bit brighter. That's super easy. That's always really, really effective as well. There are different filters that you can use. To be honest, I normally take the intensity down to make them a little bit more subtle. Let's click apply. I love how that looks. You would almost be fooled into thinking I shot this photo on a lovely warm spring day with that nice warm lighting. So now let's have a little bit of fun. As I mentioned, I'm in London tomorrow overnight, and then I'm going to the hairdressers in a couple of days, so I'm intrigued to have a little play around with hairstyles. I mean, you can do everything from adding bangs. Oh my gosh. I kind of like it. Oh my gosh, that is wild. I've given myself a bob cut. This makes me think maybe one day I could go really, really short, taking a little bit more brown. That is probably the colour that my hair is naturally without any hair dye. Obviously there's all the classics like the skin smoothing and the makeup and things like that. Loads of really fun things to play around with, but it's definitely the lighting and any little mishaps, like having a load of hair out of place, or if I had, like when I have lipstick on my teeth, which happens very, very often, that's a super easy thing to fix. And the Pro tools are so fast, so intuitive. You don't need to have any particular photo editing skills or talent to use this app, which is fantastic for someone like me that is not particularly great when it comes to any form of photo editing. So I'll leave a link in the description and pop a QR code on the screen here if you want to try the Face App Pro version for free for a week. It's a great way to try it out, see if it could help you with any of your photo editing needs. Thank you to Face App for working with me on this part of the video. Now I'm going to pop all of these clips into my editor and get them ready to upload onto Instagram. Okay, I have just put a wash on with all of my new underwear. I always wash everything, underwear, pajamas, swimwear, sportswear, before I wear it for the first time, but weirdly not like normal clothes. What do you guys do? Let me know. Anyway, I have got a couple of quite busy for January, considering I'm very much a hermit for the majority of the month, but I have got a few busier than usual days coming up. Tomorrow, I think if all goes to plan, I will actually be out of the house pretty much all day. We've got our PT session, and then I am going to be heading over to Estelle Manor. Gonna have a lovely walk around there and lunch with Hannah. Can't wait to catch up with Hannah. And then I'm heading back in this direction for a nail appointment. Finally getting rid of the Christmas nails. They have lasted so well, not one chip, not one fault at all. Obviously, I am so bored of the colour. I don't think I'll get red so close to Christmas again next year. I'm desperate to just get a nice, clean, neutral manicure. It's just obviously at the bottom, you can see where they've grown out, but yeah, they've lasted so well. I also feel like having very pale hands and red nails is just not a good look for me personally with my skin colour. Yeah, and then from the nail appointment, I'm going straight into London, and then a full day in London to the day after tomorrow. So I need some nice yummy snacks, and I have done my peanut butter filled dates a million times before, but what I've seen a few people doing is drizzling dark chocolate on top, and then while the chocolate is setting, sprinkling a little bit of salt. And I thought that sounds amazing. However, I've never been very good at melting chocolate. I thought maybe if I do these little tiny, what do you call it, like chocolate drops, I thought hopefully these might be a little bit easier to melt. So step one, I'm just gonna put a few of these in a mug and put them in the agar, because I don't have a microwave, and I feel like most people do it on the microwave, don't they? So let's give my mug theory a go. I don't think I'll need that many. I just want a little drizzle of chocolate on each date. So I've done a good handful. Better just try them, just to make sure. Yummy. And now I'll do my usual routine of taking out the stone and filling in the middle with some peanut butter. And this is just the perfect snack. You know, when you get that like 3 p.m. craving for an energy hit, or you just need a little bit of sugar, because dates are full of fiber, full of goodness, but they're also lovely and sweet. So I always feel like they satisfy the craving. And if you put peanut butter in as well, it's just even more filling. Peanut butter's actually not bad for you. It's one of those things where it's so yummy you feel like it should be like not great for you, but actually it's amazing. And now a spoonful of peanut butter in the middle. So yummy. So I just thought, why don't we make these even more delicious with a couple of chopped pistachios on the top. Okay, let's see if this is gonna work. Ooh, yes. Actually, I think this has been a success. So I'm just stirring my little chocolate drops. Perfect. Hopefully this will be drizzleable. Let's give it a go. Oh my gosh. This might be a little bit more chocolate than I was initially expecting, but there's nothing wrong with that. These obviously don't need to be neat and tidy, especially if it's just for you, maybe your partner, maybe your children. They don't need to be perfect. Oh my gosh. I could have done less chocolate actually, or more dates. These were just the only ones that I had. Can pretty much cover them in chocolate actually. Oh, this is gonna be so delicious. They're not gonna be lookers, they're not gonna be Pinterest worthy, but they are gonna be seriously yummy. Oh my gosh. Now I'm gonna do a little sprinkling of salt just while that chocolate is melted, not too much, and my crushed pistachio. Well, that took a grand total of 5 minutes and they look amazing. I feel like these are going to be absolutely scrumptious. I'm going to put them in the fridge for the chocolate to completely set. I would have done more if I'd had more dates, but this is a really good first attempt. That chocolate drops in the oven was an absolute result. I've just kind of separated them all out a little bit so they don't all solidify as one giant chocolate date when they're in the fridge. And then I'll put them in a smaller container once they have set. They're very messy and chocolatey at the moment, but yeah, perfect. Okay, I will let you know when I try them tomorrow, how tasty they are, but I think these are gonna be a perfect little snack. Good morning, my darlings. It is Wednesday morning and I've just started the day with a fantastic workout with Lauren. I found today's workout very, very humbling. I don't know if you could tell from the clips, but I just found it exhausting. Didn't sleep too well last night. Had the most amazing vivid dream that I'd won the lottery, but was awake for a couple of hours in the middle of the night. So maybe that's why I felt completely exhausted today. But the sun is shining, the snow has all melted away, but the sun's out, so it's going to be a glorious day. I'm going to have a quick shower and change now, and then heading over to Estelle Manor to have brunch and a nice walk with Hannah. And then it's a busy afternoon, getting my nails done, finally getting rid of the Christmas red, and then a train into London where I'm meeting up with Freddie. I haven't seen Freddie in so long. It's going to be a very sociable day, and we are going to see a show together tonight. Can't wait. Haven't had like a London night in quite a while, so it's going to be really fun. But I am on a little bit of a time crunch to meet Hannah, so I'm going to get cracking, hop in the shower, and I'll catch up with you shortly. The sun is still shining, so I think we'll go for a little stroll around the gardens. But first we're gonna just catch up and have a coffee. Haven't seen Hannah in, well, definitely not since Christmas. Got lots to catch up on. So I'm so looking forward to seeing her and having some good old girly chit chat. I always think the gardeners have done a great job here. No matter what season you come, the herbaceous borders still have some interest, whether it's grasses or dried hydrangeas. Beautiful. I'm with Roo and Roo's mummy. Oh, turn around, Roo. Well, here's Roo's bottom. Here she is.
Do when the camera comes out.
Roo's been doing Dexy tactics of the heavy breathing, because heavy breathing makes you know that they want your attention, but you can't possibly tell them off. Yay. This way, sweet girl, don't do that. Roo, this way, child. Clever angel. Hello, my darlings. On the road again, and I've just spent the loveliest 3 or so hours with Hannah. It's never enough time. I think I told you guys on the vlog that when we first met, I look like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards, don't I? It's so breezy today. When Hannah and I first met, we were chatting for 9 hours, and even that wasn't enough. And anytime we see each other, there are just so many topics to cover and in-depth chats to be had, and it feels like I've just had 3 hours of therapy in the best way possible. She's such a cup refiller, a cup recharger. Just, I always feel so energized and social battery recharged after afternoons like that. I would have loved to have spent the entire day with Hannah and her baby Roo, but it's a bit of a back-to-back day today. I'm just pulling into Chipping Norton now, and I am going to get the festive red removed and a pedicure prior to our upcoming holiday. It is very much needed. And then I'm going to be whizzing straight from nails into London. As I think I mentioned earlier, I'm catching up with Freddie. We're actually having a sleepover tonight at the 𝑭𝒊𝒂𝒕𝒖𝒓𝒆 Hotel, which I'm really excited for. I would say the 𝑭𝒊𝒂𝒕𝒖𝒓𝒆 is my favourite hotel in central London. It's so beautiful. I cannot wait to show you our room. And we are going to see a show tonight. I've let Freddie choose, so I can't wait to see what she's chosen for us. And yeah, just what a lovely day catching up with girlfriends. I think at this time of year it can be a bloomin' miserable month, January, but I feel like hanging out with these two lovely ladies today, I feel like my social cup is going to be overflowing, battery fully restored. So yeah, it's a lovely, lovely day. But anyway, I will catch up with you after I've had my nails done. My favourite little nail tech. Yes, you are. Okay, nails are done. I'm so glad to be rid of the red. I loved it at Christmas and it lasted so well, and 𝑭𝒆 did the most amazing job. But in the middle of January, especially having just lost any kind of tan on my hands, I just felt like the red nails was a little bit too harsh and too bold. So I've gone for just my absolute classic soft pink, a slight warm toned pink after my colour analysis. I'm really surprised how much I keep referring to this colour analysis. It's had far more of an impact than I ever really would have thought it would, like far beyond just my outfits. Even when it came to my hat, the little silk scarf that I'm putting inside my hat, and nail colour, jewellery colour, there's been so many things that it affects that I never really thought of before. So yeah, now I'm always going to get a warm toned pink on my nails instead of a cool toned pink. So I think she doesn't use actual gel bottle, she uses a load of different brands, so I can't tell you the exact colour, but it's just like a completely neutral. I thought I was going to be in a rush and have to be driving legally at the fastest I possibly could get away with to catch my 4:40 train, but I've actually got an hour, and it's only half an hour away, the train station, so don't need to rush at all, and I might even have time to nip into M&S. Get some train snacks. Anyway, let's just get over to the station and head into London. Yay! I haven't been to London this year. Haven't seen Freddy this year. Oh, it's going to be a really nice evening, so let's go. Made it to the train station. These are now my driving spectacles. I might get a couple more this style. They're very big and ridiculous, but when I'm driving or watching the TV at home, I like to have quite a statement pair. Why not? I thought I would just, seeing as I've got literally 39 minutes until my train, I'm just gonna sit in the station and do a bit of work. There is a Costa here, which is actually my least favourite of all the coffee chains. It's such a pain. Why do you never see Gales and, well, you do, don't you? No, there isn't a Gales in Marylebone. There's a Pret. I would much rather there was a Pret here. I would actually rather there was a Starbucks. Costa is, yeah, the lowest on my coffee favourite barometer, unfortunately. Let me know which is your favourite and which is your least favourite. I would say, obviously, Gales is in its own kind of bucket up here, along with the likes of Olé and Steen, and the other independent ones, Monmouth Coffee, etc. So they kind of are a bit different, although someone told me apparently Gales are opening like 5 stores a week across the country. They're on a real mission, so if they want to bring them to our local town, I would be very, very grateful. So I would say Pret, Starbucks, Caffè Nero, Costa. What other one? What am I forgetting? I don't know. But yeah, so there's a Costa here. I don't really love any of their proper drinks, but I might just get like I might get a lemon and ginger tea to have on the train. I had peppermint tea while I was getting my nails done. In my handbag, I have got my afternoon snacks. Had the loveliest lunch with Hannah. We just had so many, we shared everything. We got the cauliflower as our main dish, and then we shared the 𝑭𝒆 cabbage, broccolini and whipped potatoes, whipped with olive oil, and it was scrummy. No meat needed to have a scrumptious lunch. It was just very hearty, loads of amazing flavours, and yeah, it was all cooked to a delicious level. But I've got my car snacks. So these are the dates that I made yesterday. These are the little stasher bags. Someone left a comment, I can't remember if it was on Instagram or YouTube, saying, yikes, those bags are expensive, and they're certainly not cheap, but once you buy them, they're yours forever. They go through the dishwasher. I think you can microwave them. You can put them in the freezer, obviously. I'm pretty sure you can even put them in the oven. And they're just so handy. They're really light. It's not like a Tupperware where if I had my dates in Tupperware right now and I finished them, then I'd have this giant block in my handbag. When I finish these dates, it's just a little envelope, so it's perfect. And they're completely sealed, they're airtight. You can even put soups in them. I wouldn't take a soup to work in one, but if you're freezing a soup, then they work perfectly. And then I've got this teeny weeny one, which, to be honest, when it arrived in the post, I thought, 𝑭𝒆𝒂𝒕𝒖𝒓𝒆, I've ordered one way too small. It came as part of a set and I was really annoyed. But now I found the perfect use for it. I just love every now and then, especially if, for example, I've been to Pilates and I haven't had breakfast yet and I just need something in the car to sustain my hunger, then I will just have a couple of almonds. So almonds in my handbag, just great for those times when, like, if I didn't have them, I probably would go and get a chocolate bar. So that's a good little snack to have. And they've been in my bag. I just top them up for like a month, so they don't go off, they don't go stale or anything. Just really, really useful. I should do another pouch and keep it in the car. But these are my chocolate covered dates, and ooh, they're getting a bit sticky because I've had the heating on in the car. But the perfect afternoon snack. With that salt on top. Good amount of chocolate. Okay, I'm gonna have to lick my fingers after this because they're now very chocolatey. I don't know if I'll do chocolate every time because I quite like tasting the peanut butter, but the chocolate here is quite overpowering. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this, hop on that train, and I'll catch up with you when I've made it into London. Oh my goodness me, this is the room. I'm actually embarrassed to show you my appearance. I got the train wearing my heatless curls. But this is our room for the night at the Broadwick. Oh my gosh, I just love this hotel so much. I think it was with Elizabeth Arden when it first opened, and I remember thinking, yes, this is very much my cup of tea. It's just amazingly located. Oh, look at this. We've got the cutest little lampshades. Do you remember when I went to Paris with 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅? The hotel there, I'm pretty sure, was like a sister hotel. It's beautiful wallpaper behind the bed. Lampshades, such gorgeous like continuity of the wallpaper into the wardrobe. So cute. It's just, if I had a London pad, this is how I would decorate it. In fun, bright colours. Gorgeous little pink sofa. Freddie is going to love this. We've got some blooms on the table, some fruit, a little card. They look like mince pies. I think they might be like a mini scone or something. TV in a very bougie photo frame. Love the full-length mirror. I have just been super casual today in my Max Mara coat and jumper and jeans, just for a very chilled lunch with Hannah. Oh, I've got something on my trousers. That will be a muddy Roo paw print, which I don't mind at all. First thing I do in a hotel room, turn up all the lights. I'm all for mood lighting, but I can't see a thing. This is gorgeous. Look at these tiles. Beautiful big shower. Can't wait to have a shower in the morning. And this lovely double sink. Perfect for two girlies getting ready for the theatre. Oh my gosh, I just love it so much. I'm going to pop on a tiny bit of makeup before Madame arrives. And then I've got something fun that I picked up from M&S that we're going to try together if she agrees before showtime. Look who I'm with! Your return to YouTube.
Yeah, it's my grand return. I'm really pale. Don't look at me next to her. I'm so pale.
Look at me and my Anne Boleyn. Oh my goodness, how nice is this room?
We were just saying that we think this is the nicest hotel in London because it has character and personality. And I mean, you need to show them the elephant bar. Did you show them?
I didn't actually show the elephant bar.
You have to
it's so cute.
Incredible.
Isn't it gorgeous? How's your 2026 so far?
Do you know? Really nice, but I'm a bit concerned because I've got way more things in the diary than I like to have in January.
What have you got in the diary?
Just like social, like seeing friends and seeing shows.
No.
Yeah, I know, it's awful, but I did.
Even like today, like one social day for me is enough.
I know, I'm like, why did you ask me to come out on a Wednesday in January? Are you insane?
Yeah.
I was like, I want to be in bed, but okay.
No, this is literally my bedtime and we're about to go to the theatre show.
Joyce, it's 7.
I know, but normally now I would have
go to
finished
bed
my
at
dinner
7.
and Dexter would be harumphing at me saying it's time to go to bed.
Not horrific.
Harumphing? Do you know what noise that is? Oh, wait, it's like...
Oh.
It's not a full bark.
No.
And you can't tell him off for barking, it's a harumph.
He's pushing his luck.
Yes, does Cindy do that?
No, Cindy does just shout at me. And she shows me all her teeth and goes,
are so clean because you brush them all the time.
I know.
She's so cute. Are you going to show me a video? Oh, you're getting your tea.
I was jealous of your tea.
Oh my goodness. Okay, do you want to know why I've got out 2 glasses?
Yeah, I do. I was scared you're going to make me drink something green and
well,
yucky.
I'm glad you came to that conclusion because I was going to suggest we did some shots.
I think it definitely isn't shots, but
it is because I saw M&S have launched their new healthy range and I thought we could test them.
Oh my gosh! Okay, this looks fun. I like the blue one. Looks nice.
What's
oh, Seymour's? No, I don't think so.
No, we have to try them both.
Collagen. Okay.
Yeah, that one will be good for our
bovine.
skin.
I don't eat cows.
Not. Is that really?
Yeah. They should have made it not.
Where does it say that?
Bovine collagen.
Oh. Ooh.
Well.
Oh my god.
Oh lord. I've heard really bad things about Seymour's.
Oh no. Oh,
as in, like, it tastes disgusting.
No, I don't think it does. Oh my god.
Cheers. Oh my god, it stinks.
It does. It smells like milk.
You should not have said that to me. Like sour milk.
Not that much really.
No, it's not nice, but it's not horrid.
No.
Actually.
Coconut water, lime, ginger. What is sea moss meant to do?
I feel like it's anti-aging.
Down it. Yeah, it could be more offensive, couldn't it?
Yeah.
It's not that bad. Oh, you did really well.
It does remind me of something. Maybe it's just the coconut water and yeah. Okay.
Ugh, the bits at the end. Which one do you want to
try? Was there ginger in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
it's
so.
very gingery.
That's super gingery. I don't think that's one of their new ones. I think that's just don't get ill. Nutrient dense H5O. Oh, 5 botanicals verified by Kew Botanic Gardens.
Oh yeah, this one says that too.
Hang on, this is just the same but not blue. It's got coconut water, ginger, botanicals and sea moss.
Oh.
How boring.
But it's not blue.
No.
That's really boring.
So what made that one blue?
I don't know.
Do you know what lion's mane is?
No, I'm scared.
It's a mushroom.
Oh, I do know what lion's mane. Lion's mane's really good for you though.
Yeah.
Well, obviously.
I mean, it's probably, it's probably 0.1%
Okay,
lion's
you
mane.
do it.
Should we try it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, lion's mane, apple, ginger, matcha, ginseng with lion's mane. Okay, so this might perk us up a little bit. Good. It's got matcha in it. Probably again 0.5 milligrams, but
I don't need perking up.
no, you don't. You're always perky.
It's not my bedtime.
You're going to be dancing around the room while
I know.
I'm snoring, and I will probably go out, do my bits in the morning, have breakfast, and come back,
I'll
and you'll still be
asleep.
snoozing.
Yeah.
Cheers. Oh, I like that
Ooh,
one.
I like that one too.
That is nice. Why is that nice?
It's just sharp.
You can taste the ginger more in that
Yeah,
one, can't you?
it's burning the back of the throat, but in a nice way.
Maybe we won't get ill if we have this shot every morning. I can't remember what lion's mane is good for, but I think it's a cognitive thing.
Oh.
We don't need that. I'm already very clever. Should we just try the, you don't want to try that one? I
No,
think that'll be
we can
normal.
try it, it's fine.
Really?
I'll survive.
I mean, it has got hyaluronic acid in it.
Yeah.
So it might be really good for us. Make us glow from the inside out.
Although
I won't
I
give you much.
Okay. This one is a funny colour.
Knowing what's in it and looking at the colour, it makes me feel a bit uneasy.
Oh my god, that's...
It smells just like beetroot juice though. There's no beetroot in it. Cucumber, aloe vera, dragon fruit, collagen and hyaluronic
Maybe it's a
acid.
dragon fruit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quite nice.
Quite nice.
Tastes a bit more tropical, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Should we save those two for the morning?
Go on then. Yes. I think it's a good first.
Can you tell everybody what we're going to see?
Well, Joe said to me, should we do something on Wednesday? We could have dinner or see a show. And I'm like,
I knew that would lure you
you don't have to
in.
ask me twice.
No.
Also, because I love going to the theatre with Joe. So, like, we've been to a few shows, but it's just, it's fun.
Yeah.
So I said, how do you fancy The Devil Wears Prada?
It couldn't be a more us show.
It couldn't, and so that's what we're seeing, and we have good seats.
Where do you book them?
I got them on Todaytix because I book a lot of tickets. You know when I've got like cheap ones on the day, that's through that app, and you build up like credit and points. So even though these weren't like cheap on the day ones, I decided to book it through there because I'm a silver member now.
Oh, jolly good.
My mum's a gold member.
Oh my gosh, of course she is.
So, and I actually did see it on Christmas Eve with my family, but it was really good, and I was like, I have to come back and see this.
Yay.
Only a week later, but
Oh my
or 2
God.
weeks later, but still.
We need to see Book of Mormon next time.
I nearly did suggest it, but we have to go with Charlie.
Okay.
and JJ.
Love it.
And
Boys will love
I
it.
knew Charlie wasn't coming, so I thought we can't not go with them.
The lady downstairs was so confused. I think she thought because your name is Freddie that I was having an affair. But she was genuinely quite concerned, bless her. And I was like, she is going to be joining me later.
Oh, and she looked really happy to see me. Maybe that's why. She was so nice. She was really like, phew.
Yeah. Oh my god, she's not having an affair. Anyway, we need to get cracking.
That's actually quite discriminatory. You could be having an affair with me.
I could. Maybe I am. That's the scandal. Anyway, we're gonna get ready.
Scandalocious.
Scandalocious. See you in a minute. Heatless curls are out. This will probably last 2 minutes because I only popped them on in the train. Look at you.
My curls are non-existent.
Well, you've been ice skating.
Rare footage of straight-haired Freddie.
I love it, but it looks like
my
blow
gosh,
dry
and that.
flick. I love it.
It's too big.
It doesn't matter.
I got the large, and I should have got the small.
Oh, I'll get the
It's
small, and then
falling
we
down.
can swap because I've got quite a big head.
You've got a pinhead.
No, I
Yes,
actually,
you do.
I actually have to wear quite big hats.
I feel like I frequently tell you how small your head is. Like in the past, I've said that so many times.
I don't
like, Josie's got such a
know.
small head.
Well, I'll try it and we'll see. Gorgeous. Well, oh, this bag feels far too big for the theatre, but I couldn't bring anything else in my suitcase.
Look at my bag.
Gorgeous. Oh, we got them together. Where are we going?
Majev.
Oh, we need another ski trip.
With another new bag.
Yeah. I'm in the market for a new bag. Okay, let's go. Here we go.
Woohoo! Look at the big
Court
shoe.
Road. Well, this has been here a while, right?
Was
it?
Yeah. A while.
Woohoo! I'm excited. Let's go. Time you gotta watch. La la. So jazzy.